It would have been great if we started it 6 years ago. It's just great. It's kind of fun to just log in and see what's going on. And I can check in with the team once a week, and it sort of runs on its own. I'm really happy about it. We're really impressed that this isn't something that you guys are just making up. I mean, this is something you really have a defined process. You articulated the process up front. We knew what to expect. We have a technology platform, a unique digital payment technology platform that lets anyone, employers or health plans, or send a controlled digital payment card. So it's not like a gift card. Imagine a gift card, except it's digital. You get it on your phone, and you can use it to restrict payments for specific items. And so what we're using Growbots for is we have one vertical where we focus on prescription safety eyewear. So employers need their employees to wear the appropriate prescription safety eyewear. And we send them a digital payment card, and we have a partnership, in this case with Walmart. And so the employees can take this digital payment card on their phone and redeem it for the approved prescription safety eyewear at a convenient Walmart near them. And the technology can be anything, groceries or prescription, whatever it needs to be, the pharmacy, whatever it needs to be. But we're working with Growbots for our prescription safety eyewear business. Ideally, we're working with safety managers and HR managers at companies that are responsible for their employees getting the right eyewear and staying safe at work. So, specifically, it's the safety managers. Most of our business comes from referrals, but we hadn't done any outbound marketing, so it's a new channel for us. And so we were excited to give that a try. And again, when you're a smaller company and you're super busy, it's hard to find time to think about, to do a new program. And so when Growbots reached out to me, I was really intrigued, and so was the leadership in the company. Like, how can we expand our marketing efforts with the limited time that we have available? We liked the idea of the concierge service so that we could get set up and we don't have to learn the platform. There was a big time-saving component with that, and we opted to do the concierge service. Our message is really unique. No one's doing this particular business before. It's not easy to understand our specific value proposition if you haven't been familiar with it. So Paul did a great job with it, and I really got up to speed on the messaging really quickly. I mean, yes, we went with the concierge service so that we could save time, but there's still an investment of time. As the marketing director, I know I'm involving my team's time in this, and I don't want to waste their time. But it really was a very smooth process. Everybody got educated on it pretty quickly. Everybody thought it was the right approach. Let's give it a try. So, if there was anything that I was concerned about, is just that, I don't want to waste everybody's time on this. So, fortunately, I didn't. It was great. We knew that if we got a single client, based on our typical clients and their order and our relationship with them over the course of the year, that one new client would provide an ROI in the investment, and anything beyond that would be gravy. Within that first month, we met the target, how many contacts we're going to reach out to. We had some really good metrics on which messaging worked, because we did some A/B testing. And, within the first month, we were really optimistic about it. We didn't have a new client on board, but we had some warm leads by the end of the first month. And it went exactly as we were, expecting, based on the process that was articulated to us up front. It's great. It sort of runs on its own. really happy about it. Yeah, again, with a small company, everyone wears a lot of hats, and everybody's pretty busy doing their job. And this is this isn't really something that everybody has time to do. So again, that's why we went to the concierge service. And so it's terrific. Once a week we check in. We have a marketing meeting once a week, and we take a look at the Growbots numbers. We can see what's going on. I can check with the customer service team. They're the ones who are receiving the replies and contacting or corresponding with the leads that have been generated with Growbots. So we're able to just focus on those warm replies and be really specific about it. So no one has to spend a lot of time contacting people that aren't really all that interested. So it's been a good use of time. As as marketing director, I got a number of things to do, and so I don't have to mess with it either. It's just great. It's kind of fun to just log in and see what's going on. And I can check in with the team once a week, and it's been a really good use of time. The ROI has been good. I mean, we do have a client. We've only been doing this for a couple of months. We have a new client. It takes a while to onboard them. There's some setup involved. So there's one that's already placing orders, and that's wonderful. And we have a few more in the pipeline that are onboarding now. And so it's very easy to say, yes, it's been worth the investment. And I feel it's a good thing. These are companies that we wouldn't have had in the pipeline without working with Growbots. These are just new clients for us. So a few is a good thing. It's a long-term relationship with them. We run these programs for them indefinitely. So the results have been great. The CEO, the COO, and the customer service manager, everybody's pretty happy with it at this point. So. And interestingly, what we found is, yes, we got exactly what we expected in terms of how to onboard with the process, how to get your campaign set up, how to target your specific audience. All of those details, all of those nuances were handled with the concierge service. But something we got that we weren't expecting was the expertise here. I'm talking to Paul here. Paul has a lot of experience and expertise in how do you craft your message. So he took, the team took a lot of time to learn our client, who are we specifically targeting, what are the messages that appeal to them, and on our side, you tend to want to tell the entire story, like all the details. And Paul's really been so helpful in guiding us to craft the message in a way that is intended to convert someone, to generate a lead, a warm reply that we can convert into an actual client. And he provided a lot of guidance in terms of simplifying the message. Right? We've learned, thanks to Paul, that you don't want to tell the entire message. You can't tell the entire story. You're trying to hit those few points that are going to get somebody to reply to you, so you can then reach out and have personal contact with them. And so we got what we expected in terms of onboarding with the technology, but a lot more than we expected in terms of how to craft the message and have a really strategic, effective messaging, and so you can generate leads and onboard some clients. So that's been a surprise, and we've really been pleased with that. I've just been happy with the service. I'd highly recommend it. If anyone hasn't done outbound marketing, this is just a great solution. Give it a try. You won't be disappointed.